want to try something a little different because it's the start of a new year. I am reading The Fourfold Way, Walking the Paths of the Warrior, Teacher, Healer, and Visionary. It's an excellent book, and I highly recommend it, but I am using it to enhance my practice. And so if anyone's interested, you can read The Fourfold Way with me. It's a pretty quick read. It's a very informative book that a good friend of mine recommended, and so far it's pretty life-changing. So I would definitely recommend reading this if you want a good read for the new year. I also brought these fun little notebooks that we're making for those who got the perk and the Kickstarter. This is the World of Dreams journal. So this is a lucid dreaming and the Viator Somniorum dream journal. So anytime you do a reading or anytime you have a dream, you can log it in here to keep track of the dream symbolism, to see what the patterns are, and just kind of keep track of the symbolism and see what your psyche, and also see if the other side is trying to communicate to you what they're trying to say. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do this reading, and at the end of it, I'm going to jot down in here the themes that I saw from the reading. And what I want to do is see, I brought two types of candles. I brought a yellow and a black candle, which I anointed with olive oil and salt. So I'm going to figure out at the end of the reading which one we need to light. I'm going to carve the intention into the candle, and then I'm going to light it here and leave it for a blessing for all of us who are getting this reading. So I'm going to see how that goes. And if you can give me your feedback, and let me know if this has had positive effects for you, if it helps with your manifestations, because the whole goal is to do healing and manifestation work. Right now I'm using Allison's Abundance Spray from Moon Nectar Apothecary. It's a wonderful fragrance, but I've sprayed it over this. I've lit incense as well to try to invoke our ancestors and spirits. And now ooh, they are talkative. Get into it. So we're going to do, as usual, the 9-card spread, past, present, future. And, yep. Wow, okay. Immediately off the bat is a very intense energy. It's the Murder card. The Murder card is when we don't deal with issues that are, wow, I'm just going to take the top. We don't deal with issues that are intense and they're repressed. And what happens is like a Mount Vesuvius moment where everything becomes like a violent outburst, right? So everything that was like kind of buried all of a sudden came to the surface in a very violent way. So violent it comes off as the Murder card. Next we have Imbalance. So yeah, it's led to a lot of imbalance, and it's reminding us that the heart always must be lighter than the feather. So if our actions are have a high density, it's going to weigh us down. Whereas if we do something that's a higher vibration, that's more positive, if we're going to have less of an energetic signature, it'll be less heavy. So as we are met with these themes of murder and intense violence, in order to get back in a state of balance, because it has caused us to be imbalanced, we have to ask ourselves, what do we need to do to make the heart lighter than the feather? Like, how do we get back on track? How do we balance things? How do we right the wrongs? And it's saying in the past, there was a lot of fear, so much fear that it could be paralyzing. It's just like one bad thing after another, right? Is what's happening with this. And it led to stagnation. So past, present is it's stagnation. So nothing's moving, right? Everything that was there, we have all the trees, we have the water, we have everything that should allow us to grow. But because the energy and the energetics are poor or at a standstill, which can happen because it is winter. Things are meant to slow down. We are meant to be in a state of, hibernation. We're not supposed to exert a lot of energy because back in the day, our ancestors didn't have a lot of resources, so you'd want to conserve what you have as much as possible. So it is natural for things to slow down, but it's saying that we're in a point of stagnation. And then the heart and soul, the core of the reading, is other worlds, but it's reversed. So there's messages that are trying to come in from the other side. And for some reason, they're not. And it's telling us to give it time. Give this time. Okay, I'm going to move these off to the side, so we have more room on the table. And then I'm also going to light this sage that was gifted to me. I'm going to light a little bit of that because we got the murder card in there. But also, I want this to be like a highly energetic reading. Please do not do this at home. Unless supervised at an adult. Okay. Okay, let's get this deck going. I want to give you all a very good reading. All right. All right, future position. What does the collective need to know that's incredibly important? Abstract magic. That is the magic card in this deck. So we are doing magic, and the deck realizes that. This is part of my practice when I do the readings with people I get really close to. This is like the next level of it. And all of you have been so amazing and so supportive. And you help the deck, and you've just been really supportive in everything that I do. That I want to share the things that I do that help and work for me. This stagnation, when we light one of these candles, it's going to get the energy flowing again, and things are going to get moving in a positive direction. So if you ever want spell work, you can come check out one of these readings and just focus your intent on it. And you got to get permission, if you want that kind of work done or not. Counsel, which we are getting now. We're going to use the deck to receive the counsel. I'm going to take 2 here. Overexcitement, but it's in reverse. It's telling you if you feel like you need to do something, to act on it. If you're worried like, oh, is it too soon to do it? It's not. You really got to act on what you need to do right now. If there's something that you want to, don't be afraid to reach for it right now. And the counsel, what do you want me to give them counsel about? What do you want me to give them counsel about? Please make it very clear. What does the collective need to know that it needs counsel about in a future outcome? What does the collective need to know? Ooh, it's weird. It's like locking my hand up. Okay. Oh my gosh. It wants you to know a story, and I'm going to tell you the story really quick. This is about your empowerment. A lot of you have felt uninspired, and it's because you haven't been balancing your elements. And this is the mind, mind, spirit, body, inspiration and passion, all of these things that we need to have in balance in order to be in our own power, like a warrior, right? It's saying that as a collective, individually, we need to work on our elements, and we haven't been doing that. But when we do that, we experience a rebirth. So the old is made to pass away. That's a part of these infinite cycles, right? And we allow it to pass away so that the new can grow from it. And so that is the message with that. And now we're going to take out Gothmancy, and we're going to see what Gothmancy has to say. I hope everybody had a good holiday. All right. Strength. In the past, we had to use our strength. And this murder card, strength, if not controlled and not harnessed, can become lust. That lion, instead of becoming our ally by doing shadow work, it can devour us. Imbalance, temperance in reverse. The same message, different deck, right? It's telling us, and like you could see the work here was making the heart lighter than the feather, And here it's like purifying the waters, right? It's like cycling them, energetic. Remember we talked about the stagnation? So we got to get the waters and the energy moving again. We got to merge the yin and the yang, the solar and the lunar. The opposite energies need to be integrated. And it looks to me like the spirit world is also trying to give us messages because we have the Raven in there. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Over fear. Yeah, you might be giving too much or not giving enough, but usually this is about generosity. It's also about balance, right? Sharing wisdom and ideas. Can also be a card of breadcrumbing, not getting enough. If you're afraid that you may not have enough, it might be creating a mentality of lack. And so this stagnation, it's saying we need to have our 10 of Cups, right? And this is the fulfillment. All the cups are filled. And this card, it's people celebrating the Day of the Dead. And so they're celebrating the people who have passed and the people who are still with us, right? So when we look back at the past, because it is a new year, we got to look back at the past and see what we learned to start anew. The end of this cycle. It's just telling us to, you know, maybe get a hold of some people that you love. Community is important. It's important to reach out to community right now, which just made me think of one of my friends that I need to get a hold of. But if there's people who are reaching out who need your help right now, definitely get a hold of them. Okay. This other world, this is like our garden, right? This one, it's inspired by the moon, intuition. She's in her own power. And in this, we have the white raven, which is like a portent of, it's a prophecy. It like signals a prophecy. And if you're doing dream work or meditation, I would highly recommend that to empower yourself. Lunar work, it doesn't have to be a full moon for you to do lunar work. And also, we have the Chariot, we have divine guidance and give it time. There's these opposites again, and this is about balancing them in order to keep your chariot on track. Magic. If you want this victory, it's time to do your manifestations. This video is acting as a manifestation if you so choose to use it that way. And it's kind of giving us an idea of what we need to manifest here. But yeah, this is the Metatron symbol. It's time to do that bigger work, higher concepts. If you're creating projects, now's the time to do it. You'll have victory doing it. These are different authors that wrote different vampire books. And it shows like how their imagination created these rich worlds, right? So there's a sense of legacy. If you have an idea of like something you want to build right now, it's a great time to really invest in it and start building. Don't be overexcited about having to end things that you need to end, because here again, we have a skull and we have mushrooms growing out of it. We had the rebirth card of the bird that had died, but then the flowers came forth. So we're taking the old and we're growing the new. It's going to be like nutrients for the soil. We're going to learn from it, right? What didn't work before that we can start using in a way that's positive for us. And yeah, here's the rebirth. So rebirth. We're having a rebirth. And it's saying that can create a lot of anxiety, right? This person's blindfolded. They're surrounded by swords. Their hands are cuffed, but they could let go of the binding, take off the cover from their eyes and step away from the swords and realize they were free the whole time. So it's really about like how your mind plays tricks on you, and the mind can be used for good or it can be used like for negative means, right? And I think nobody is like guilt-free of this. It's like we all have the habit of thinking in ways that can limit us and kind of affect our manifestations. And it's saying like this is not the time to do that. It's really important to make your mind clear and to not feel, that lack mentality that I was mentioning earlier. It's like stay away from that. And so in the past here with the Murder card and the Strength card, it was saying that there was supposed to be a transformation. We were on the cusp of a transformation and things changing, and then this like combative like Murder energy just swooped in and it threw off everything globally. It made a lot of people feel hopeless. That imbalance, the Temperance in reverse, it's just like, where's the hope? If things are like this, then, you know, where is the good? But if there's one thing I've learned, what you can consider darkness or what you can consider things that create hopelessness intentionally is that they want you to think that there's no hope, right? They want you to be in that energy. When you're in that energy, you're easier to control. And there's always hope. There's always that light. And if you continue to believe that, you're safe, right? It's when we stop believing that things get kind of dangerous for us. Here, it's telling us that, you know, we got to have resilience. You know, our heart has carried us through things in the past that were very difficult, and it's going to continue to do so. Wow, there's a whole story here. I'm going to keep shuffling it, and if they come out again, great, but that was too many. Stewards. So we're meant to be stewards of the planet, right? This stagnation, this is telling me a specific message about this planet. We're not caring for it. We're not being stewards to it. And if we want this 10 of Cups and emotional satisfaction, we need the health of the planet to be good, right? And it's just telling us, like, you know, we really need to pay attention to that. And when we do this work, this is also interesting, recharge. We have Knight of Pentacles, the moon is there. This card is about charging through the moon or the sun, through nature or through water. Like, however you recharge, it's telling you that in order to access these other worlds and to do these manifestations, because, you know, you're very intuitive, you can feel and sense that there's something more. And you're right, there is something more. And you're trying to tap into it. And that's this magic that it's talking about over here. It's telling you, get in the sun, soak up that sunshine, go in the moon, take in that lunar energy, go into nature, you know, take in the nature spirits, right? Take in the prana in the air, really just like, you know, soak it all in. And then you're going to start priming yourself to do this like major manifestation. And here we have balancing polarities, but it's, okay, this is such a trip. Check it out. There's the opposites again, right? Solar, lunar. It keeps talking about this. It's been talking about this for many months at this point. And what are these? These are opposites too. They're balancing them, right? And this says balancing polarities, balancing opposites. So the act of integration is being asked of us. The way that things are guided, which we always have to be worried about, the direction that things are guided by those who have the money and means to tell us what to believe and what to do, is that they want division. And, you know, I know it's cheesy sounding, but united we stand, divided we fall. So there is an intentional division being created because it weakens us. But we have collective consciousness, you know, we tap into this like divine well. And it's been that way since the beginning of humanity, right? We help each other. We're mammals. We're made to want to ensure the survival of our species, right? So it's not in our interest to fight and be separate. And so just keep that in mind. And then I mentioned the elements before. They're coming up again. So they're saying in order to be successful with doing this magic, having this victory, creating all these things that you want, that the elements need to be balanced. So, you know, earth, air, water, fire, spiritual, emotional, physical, what am I missing? And I think visionary. There's like 4 different aspects. And I think the interesting thing about that too is that, you know, we were talking about this book, The Fourfold Way. So maybe it's keying into that energy too. We're keying into something. And it's trying to give us a message. And I'll leave it to you to see what you feel that may be. I'm still processing it, but we got a big message here. Here we go. Oh yeah, got it. You're not moving too quickly when you pursue the things that you want now. It is okay to end out cycles because the old will allow the new to grow. The old way needs to allow the new way to rule. And if you think of it as stewards of this planet, the old way are old beliefs and old powers. It is their time to allow the new energy to come in to heal the world, right? To create a new anima mundi, new soul and spirit of the world. It's kind of not wanting to do that. It's saying, no, I want to hold on. And it's like, nope, everything is about change, right? And so the cycle needs to end. And it's saying that these masters of reality, they're people who are very powerful. What they get the collective to focus on becomes a reality. Well, think about this. We are the collective. So when we realize we have that ability, what we all focus towards, we make a reality. So we have a say. When people tell you as an individual you're powerless, you're not. Because you align with other individuals who think in the way that you do, and that's magic. That ability to manifest is magic, and that's going to create the world that you want. And it's saying you got to have that intention, right? This person's like, I don't want to see, I'm going to be in fear, my thoughts are going to overwhelm me. When you're overwhelmed, you can't do magic, you can't do manifestations. You know, it's like if you're working on something, you can't get work done when you're in that state of mind. And so it's telling you, it's like, have that intent, be very clear about what it is that you want to enact this manifestation, right? And so, I mean, I would say it's a half and half. For the negative energy and this kind of dominant energy that's coming in, that's kind of trying to hijack the collective, I am tempted to use the black candle. But I feel like, why don't we just go for our manifestation, right? And so, you know, normally I would have a knife, which I got one nearby. I have a ceremonial knife. So we're going to carve manifestation. Dreams. Goals. Good health. Joy. Prosperity. Protection. Success for the collective. All right. So we know that this is the intention and we've stated it. So we are asking to manifest our dreams and goals that are positive, that are helpful, that are good, right? Things that are going to lighten the collective, that are going to help the world and put it in a positive turn of events. Rather than having all this war and this fighting and this negativity, we want clarity, we want order, we want positivity, we want integration. And that message of that integration came up over and over again, right? And so I'm going to put this in a bowl of water with salt to purify the intentions and keep it nice and clean. And we're just going to do a little, you know, candle ritual. And if you like this, if this is something that feels positive to you, what we can do is we can do this, you know, every reading. And you let me know, like, hey, that helped out. That actually gave me clarity. It worked for me. If you let me know it works, I would love to do this for all of you. Like I said, like, you're helping, you know, my dreams come true by allowing us to print this deck, which helps me and others who have this creative project and different projects that we want to do for the collective. So our view is like, what we make is for the collective. We are here to serve the collective. We want the collective to thrive. We want individuals to be happy. Do your dream work. Oh, okay, that's how funny. It just reminded me. Okay, so I told you I have this journal. And I'm going to write in here, you know, I'm going to write in here the session that we've just had. Right? In this World of Dreams journal. So when all of you get your journal from the Kickstarter, we can start doing this together for fun and kind of have our own little workshop. But I'm gonna, you know, just do a brief summary of what this reading was. And then for the next week, I'm going to pay attention to my dreams. If you're interested in doing this with me, for the next week, pay attention to your dreams, see who's in them, see what they're doing, get a feeling of what it emotionally feels like, and then ask yourself, is there a message here? Is somebody or something trying to tell me something? And then write it in your book. And I'll let you know next week, the theme of my dreams, just really briefly, because I don't want to take too much of your time. But I think it would be really amazing. And there's like blockage right now. And it's telling us to pay attention to our energetic field and to work on our self-mastery, which is our elements. And it's saying that hive mind, that work. When we do this kind of work together, we better our ability to manifest. And, just remember that. Like, so as we're doing this, imagine this is for all of us. We're all doing it together, right? And what we do should be for the greater good, right? Okay. Well, I hope everyone's well. I hope this was fun for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's a little bit different. Just let me know what you think and your thoughts on it in the comments. And yeah, thank you.